No idea. Disconnect and reconnect. That's all I can. That's really all I can say.
So, Evan, how's it going?
Hold on.
Got your gun here. Got your gun.
Hold on, like, what am I ITing? A person's connection. I don't know why you dropped there. I don't know why your system dropped dead from the Wi-Fi. It's just like, I give up, Alexis. I don't care about the Wooper. Yeah, I don't care about the Wooper. I have homework to do.
You and your homework.
Well, this homework's interesting. This is about the understanding our universe. Let's see, small bodies and the solar system. Let's just whip out a new sheet of paper here. Because that's what the past 3 hours has been. Nothing but previous chapters. So apparently I learned that the surface of Jupiter, Jupiter and Saturn is nothing but like molten metal and ice. And Neptune is the same thing, but Neptune and Uranus. It's just an icy cold molten body in space.
You know what I found interesting? I was looking it up at one point because I was curious, right?
Mm-hmm.
I found interesting that Saturn and the Earth basically have just about the same gravitational pull.
You know, if you were, fuck. Let me quote this correctly because I don't want to mess up. I don't want to mess up the visualization thing.
Oh, that reminds me. We've got 512 power going to each of these things, right? So I built some upgrades, and they're going to be basically shooting things out faster than we could ever have seen them before.
Faster than the speed of light.
So here's your macerator. You got, boom. It's instantly going to just complete a stack or something.
Let's see. Oh, that's about the bands.
I've gone too far.
Where is it? Where's gas giants? Gas. Let's see. Saturn is light enough to float in a large vate of water.
Vate? It has to be vate?
Yes, it's a vate. A large vate of water. It can float. It can stay afloat because it's not that dense over a vat of water. Now keep in mind, you have to use the word vate because it's like, that's a lot of water. In order to complete this. Okay, so, alright, this next section that I'm going to be discussing with you is small bodies of the solar system. So, those asteroids, comets,
That thing we used to call a Pluto.
Other things. Also find out why
they're
Pluto...
fighting to put Pluto back in because it's like, because they still haven't gotten the best definition they want for it.
A planet is an object. Well, here is the first. Alright, a planet is an object that, 1, pulls itself around a shape. Pulls itself into a round shape. Okay. 2, clears the area around its orbit. Clears the area around its orbit.
Yeah, that one. That's the one that Pluto couldn't pull off.
Yeah. So what does it do?
What?
Does it not?
Do you know what that means, that sentence?
Because whatever collides with it, it accepts it, doesn't it?
What? Well, see, the way it works for those is like, Jupiter went around in a circle and collected everything.
Hey, calm down!
Let me calm down. I ain't calm.
Your voice is loud as shit. You're loud as shit. Yes. Yes?
Let's see your compressor.
Chris!
What?
What's so special about a planet clearing its orbit? Clearing objects.
It leaves it by itself. It collects all of the area around it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
That's why there's no planets in the asteroid belts. Because there's still asteroids there. What is it? I want to test the compressor, make sure I get it up to a functional state. Let's go ahead and make some iron blocks, why not? Okay. Okay.
Around it a little bit.
I really wish the stacking thing wasn't an issue. They're very weird, these things. A lot of these won't accept having, like, crazy amounts, so...
I had the joys of, during environmental science, partnering with someone and then discussing about human and our effects on the environment, and it was promote two solutions that was politically feasible and socially accepting. And he brought up the fact that in Harvard, Illinois, Motorola came there and they built a lot of what did he use? He used a specific term, like apartment buildings, right? For their company, and a lot of people migrated there. And of course, it was prosperous, and then the company left, and everyone else also immigrated, left. Not I. And
yes, emigrated.
Yeah, emigrated.
It's like you'd have to pronounce it with like a very strong or else no one understands.
Emphasis on the E. So,
they emigrated.
It's like an abandoned town, and one solution I came up with was having diverse business, because if you have diverse business occurring, once that factory or corporation leaves, it's not like GM and Detroit, where it doesn't completely destroyed itself as it already has, but it has also surrounding businesses to at least prop its survival longer, so other corporations or businesses can fill that gap.
Yeah.
Like Detroit. Where that place isn't a complete shithole yet. But,
yeah, you don't want to focus all your stuff into one basket. No eggs in one basket. Too dangerous. And yet, we still have them delivered by truck.
Not all the eggs.
The entire Earth's population of eggs just in one truck accident.
And then another one was just like bringing more situational awareness of environment. That's my promotion, was like, just slowly migrate that concept of environmental science into people's heads. For example, currently in Rockford here, they're giving away, like, they give every resident a blue bin so you can recycle. Obviously, you're like, okay, I'm going to recycle now. But, a little bit more action like that is incorporated, with other facilities like public transportation. Say we get green engines going somehow there, and then we can advertise it, prompt like a weekday to say like, free rides here, or something. You know what I mean? Encourage public transportation.
Yeah.
Because in my book, as the teacher suggested, you don't want to completely tell people you can't do that. You do it in baby steps. So, for example, how we've already come to such things is taking out trash. In third world countries, or other countries, they're like, what are you doing throwing out the trash? Throw it out the fucking window. Why are you carrying it down the street to the dumpster? Throw it out the window.
Yeah, it's like back in the old days. I think it might have been England, because I think that's where the plague was.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, one of the problems was that people would throw their waste out into the streets, and I'm talking about biohazard level wastes, not not trash. So it's like, dang, that's one of those things that you never thought about. It's like, who back in the day would do that? You lived there.
Exactly. And hold on, definition too.
Got to find like the center point of this.
And I mean, we think of it like common day, action now. It's a slowly ingrained into how activities of society. That's how you promote change. You do it progressively. Besides those who want it immediately, I'm not discussing that. I'm discussing about promoting change to those who don't want to. You take it progressively as a whole. and people just slowly adapt and accept it as a norm.
Yeah, it's kind of like with frogs. You know how frogs, if you set them in a pot of boiling water, they'll jump out. But if you set it in a normal pot of water and slowly turn it up, they won't leave.
Yeah.
Kind of that thing. We want them to boil slowly.
Exactly.
And then the world is a better place.
Exactly. What the hell? Who discovered that? What's it bastard? I was like...
Probably someone who likes to eat frog. It is actually something that people do.
Good point. Good point.
And they were just very simplistic about it. They're like, you know what? I'm just going to throw them in. I'm not going to question it.
And
it's like I could hit them with a rock, or I could just toss them in.
Well, let's see. Dwarf planets failed to clear the orbit. 5 large planetesimals left over from the formation of the solar system. Okay.
I had the antimatter running, right?
Yes.
And it is working. I'll make a quick antimatter thing real quick, but I've got a bunch of strange matter because I left it running for a while. I reduced the price from 64 to 16 because it was a bit crazy with that.
Mm-hmm.
But so I only had to leave the server running for literally an entire day or two rather than a week. And so I've got a bunch of strange matter. I accidentally got more than enough, but it's fine. Although I did just notice that there's this little red pixels at the bottom of this cell, so I'm just thinking to myself, is the strange matter leaking out? That's the worst possible thing that could happen.
Okay. Four resides in the Kepler belt beyond Neptune's orbit. Pluto, Harmony, Make. Yeah, I did read that. It's Make. It's literally make. And then make again. So, yeah. And Eris. Eris. One of the main asteroid belt series. What? One of the main asteroid belt series. Yeah, it's felt like that. Okay. Double planet Pluto chrono, about 1/4 of Earth's mass. Eccentric orbit, rock and ice, then methane atmosphere. Oh, does it have a methane atmosphere?
So basically,
So it's going to be cold because methane atmospheres reflect a lot of solar energy. So, methane, yeah. I don't know what notes I need to take out of this because it seems really so far like.
Hey.
Here's a fact. It feels like I'm skimming the internet. I feel like I'm reading someone's notes of skimming the internet. Alright. Let's see. Ares is the most distant, more massive than Pluto, but similar. Ceres used to be known as one of the world's one of the largest asteroids. Makes up about 1/3 of the total mass of an asteroid belt. Wait, what? Makes up about 1/3 of the total mass of the asteroid belt. Holy shit! It turned into a planet.
There you go. We got enough for 2 of these. I apparently left some in the system.
But I don't know which one they're talking about. They're talking about Ares or Ceres? Because Ceres used to be known as the world's largest asteroid, but it makes up 1/3 of the total mass of the asteroid belt. But then it points out that Ares is the most distant, most massive than Pluto, but similar. What? Ares and Ceres. Okay.
Serious errors.
Oh yeah. And so
I suppose I should have seen it coming that I would actually be right on top of our last one by putting it in the middle here. Because what I plan to do is I'm gonna have the particle accelerator right here, going around here, this massive chunk. And then I'm gonna have this middle hallway that'll lead into a center point where the atomic assembler is gonna be. And that'll be the item that's cloning things. And then I'm gonna have some sort of pathway down. And then I'm going to build another ring below this area, in the middle of this area, basically. in between the particle accelerator. So it'll just be like a duplicate particle accelerator down there, except that'll be the fusion chamber, and that's where we'll make our iridium. But I need to make chrome so I can do that. And right now I've got some cooking, but it's slow. Now, if you want, you can. I've been working a bit with the bees, and I've gotten some industrious bees and produced some pollen. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So what I want you to do.
Nope.
Aw. You don't want to work on the owlberry?
No, I can't work on the owlberry.
That's live.
I'm going through a PowerPoint of smaller bodies in the solar system. You know, moons. The four giant planets have moons, as apparently not too many of them get larger than our own moon. Like Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. Yeah, I could see why Pluto wouldn't be counted as a planet. Because, like, Pluto is, if you can imagine it, it's equivalent to saying, there's a moon out there. It's on its own.
Yeah.
It's really freaking small. But it does have an atmosphere. I think that's maybe why they thought it was one, because it had an atmosphere. But an atmosphere that, because they were looking at gas giants, I'm guessing, along the way.
Yeah.
You get to Neptune, and then you get Neptune, Uranus, Neptune, and then you look at Pluto, and it has a methane atmosphere, so you think to yourself, it's a planet. It has an atmosphere compared to most moons, which don't necessarily have too much. But Titan, what is Titan? Titan looks as though it has an atmosphere, but I need to question that real quick. Because if Titan does have an atmosphere,
yeah, I'm not sure. I know a lot of is that Saturn? Saturn's moons have some pretty interesting factors about them. Same with Jupiter, I suppose, too, because the thing about those moons is they're really close to a really large planet. So going around the planet actually gives it thermal energy.
Yeah. Well, it does have an atmosphere.
Because it goes around and it gets stretched a little bit by the gravitational pull of its orbit.
Titan's freaking amazing. I mean, you look at this place and it's just like, it's a big. I like gas planets. They're just like color in the universe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yes, it seems as though not too many moons exceed the size of Mercury.
And then we find out Mercury's not a planet.
It's its largest Titan, and I can't read that. Callisto, Ganymede.
At least the good thing about being...
But those
the good thing is that you don't actually need to be titled a planet to actually host life.
Yeah. Wait, craters and dark spot areas reveal geological activity. Some surfaces are old, fully cratered. Some are active, some are not. I'm not writing that down. I'm not. The last chapter was very informative about gas planets. I learned so much, and then this one is like smaller bodies of the solar system, and it seems like it's really meh.
I feel like it might be going into the smaller details of these things and stuff.
It's not really a I feel as though it's not really universal so much as here's an example of a smaller body. So they're like, alright, here's an asteroid, here's the asteroid belt, here's a reason, and then here's a cool fact about it, and then we'll move into Jupiter is the most volcanic activity object in the solar system. Eruptions of silicate magma. Has no craters and a very young surface. It's apparently... Shit.
Wait, what place was it?
Lo. L-O.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, it's a moon of Jupiter that has the most volcanic activity. And That, of course, volcanic activity reduces craters.
Yeah.
Which gives it a young surface.
See, the cool thing about... The interesting thing about Jupiter is it's got... Its moon... Oh, wait, actually, no. That was Saturn's too.
That is so fucking adorable.
There are like some interesting moons. Like there's that one that's got volcanic activity. Titan, people believe, might have some interesting stuff for life. And then I think there was another moon that started with like an EU or something like that. Europa, I think it was. Europa or something like that.
Yeah,
it's one of the moons.
Europa.
Yeah.
Europa.
Now that one's really interesting because it has lots of geysers.
Geysers
that shoot up into the atmosphere. And it shoots up, I believe, some sort of water or something like that.
Yeah, it's amazing how far this stuff can actually receive it out into space, considering looking at a picture below. And
yeah.
There's a satellite image of it. Of just like a volcano erupting from the side, and it's just like going deep into space. It's like Dragon Ball.
Planet's practicing some Kamehamehas so that we can take out us. It's like I see them over there thinking they're so popular.
It's fine.
There's
no.
a damn cord on her litter box.
Yes,
It's going fine.
It's going around a glitter box. She's not shitting on it. This 8-week-old kitten, not 6-week-old kitten. She's doing just fine. Just fine.
I'm not sure how I'm going to do this, because the problem is I built an even-sized particle collider, but I need an odd-sized room for this one block. So I'm just like,
Huh. So, cryovolcanism is where magma is actually water on some moons. That's something different.
What? Is when what?
Cryovolcanism.
My connection is going. I couldn't even stay connected.
What the fuck is going?
Maybe I'll make this. Maybe I'll make this curve in. I don't really know of any good strategies to transfer from an even to an odd number, so I'm just like, I've got to come up with some weird strategy here to make it so that this room looks normal.
Okay.
Alright, so...
Go away from the wire.
This cat can attack the wire.
Yes. The wire.
It's dangerous.
Triton is a captured moon of Neptune. What? Triton is a captured moon of Neptune. What does that mean? Kind of looks like surface is a clue to its activity. Its cryovolcanic activity involves geysers of nitrogen. Oh! Well then.
Yeah, that works, I guess.
So, those geysers you were referring to about earlier are...
nitrogen?
Well, yeah, not only nitrogen, but its actual term is cryovolcanic. Cryovolcanic. Sort of like, what is the other word that's for like cryostasis, cryogenic? Is it? I'm thinking of cryogenic?
Probably. It's cold. Cryo means cold, usually.
Yeah, so. Fine.
Alright, so if I go here, I should reach the middle.
Europa. Jupiter's tidal heating should be too low for volcanic activity, but should keep a subsurface sea liquid. What? Broken slabs of ice that appear to have floated. Hold on. Europa, Jupiter's tidal heating should be too low for volcanic activity, but should keep a subsurface sea liquid. Broken slabs
Did it
of
say
ice.
A or the?
It says A.
That is a typo.
But should keep a subsurface.
No,
Alright. Let's
Keep
replace
the subsurface liquid.
Yeah, see. So Jupiter's tidal heating should be... What is tidal heating?
Tidal heating is what I was talking about when it goes around and gains heat energy from being stretched by its parent planet.
Well, I didn't come across that definition till now.
It's similar to the word that I was looking for way back when I was talking about how a planet was locked to one direction. It was tidal locking. So I find it interesting that they call it tidal, but I think it's because tides are actually called tides because of tidal locking rather than the reverse.
Yeah.
Because the thing is what tides are is the effect of two gravitational pulls on the water, and it's because they're trying to stabilize by canceling out the force exerted on both directions or so.
Yeah.
So the moon's slowing us down, and I think we're speeding up the moon.
All I know is equal and opposite directions of the tides. The moon's attracting the tides on one half of the planet, and on the exact opposite, it's trying to push away.
Yeah, it's making like an egg shape.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that diagram before too.
Yeah, other than that, I don't want to get into it more.
Yeah.
Primarily because I feel as though there's more forces than just water at work to be calculated in that equation.
Yeah, there's definitely more than that, I'm sure. Because, I mean, there's a lot of mass still to be considered.
Hmm.
But the effects are still quite real.
So then what the hell's tidal heating? I mean, just exactly. Wait, is that...
That's the effect of stretching the planet's core, and thus making it friction. It's the friction of it that causes heat on the internal, and then that causes volcanic activity because the center is now active.
Oh. Okay, I see what you mean. So tidal heating is because sort of like equivalent to how tidal waves are affected on Earth and Moon. Alright. Tidal is... How should I phrase tidal? Tidal is the interaction of liquid between two planetary bodies, right?
Yeah, that probably makes sense.
So... Okay. Yeah, that's the best way I could define it. Liquids affected by two planetary bodies. I don't want to go into any more definition than that.
And you find out it's like it also includes land masses. Because of this, you got it wrong.
No, it's like at the end of this, we're going to rewrite the Webster Dictionary.
Rewrite it so that they can't mark you wrong.
They're like, damn, this lad sat down for 3 hours just rewriting this tidal heating and just took what we knew.
Unfortunately for you, Wikipedia is the only one that can be edited like that.
Broken slabs of ice that appear to have floated, but should keep a subsurface. See,
that A is wrong.
Yes, that A is really tossing people off. Oh, look at this. Titan is Saturn's largest moon. It's the largest moon of them all. Shit.
Yeah.
It has a thick, dense, nitrogen-rich atmosphere. Whoa. Hold the fuck up. Hold the fuck up. Why is nitrogen different than methane? Methane reflects light. It's very beautiful, this Titan.
You sure methane shouldn't that be absorbing light? Because I think it's one of the greenhouse gases.
No, it reflects it. It reflects it back to the, it reflects it back down to Earth.
Oh. I was thinking of reflecting outward.
No. It just has a heart. It reflects it countless times. It reflects infrared rays countless times before they can escape. So, it's like bounce, 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 back and forth before eventually someone just slips a little bit.
They just slide out of the world.
Exactly.
Bit of coasting.
Motherfucker Titan! It's like, look at Titan. People look up Titan, and they see like this graphic card in space.
Updating that one's gonna be difficult.
Freaking that, like, you see that? It's like 12 gigabyte memory. The freaking latest card.
What? 12 gigabytes? Yeah. That was one of those ones we were talking about way back. It was. I don't know who would. I don't think anyone's ever going to really use that much, but it's interesting to have that much. But I worry about that because the thing is, like, as nice as it is to jump straight forward, that thing's never gonna. There it goes. As nice as it is to jump forward that much, I don't know how practical it is. Because by the time we reach that, we're gonna find out that this kind of graphic card style was completely wrong.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at Armor 3. I'm running off 2 gigabytes, and that thing I can't even run at all to 60 frames. No one can run. I don't know who can run Armor 3. You thought Crisis was bad at the time, right? Armor 3, playing that thing on very, ultra 60 frames. I don't know.
It's fairly new. I'd need a better graphics card myself because of the fact that mine are old.
That thing's fucking a powerhouse. It's like it's creating additional polygons just because it could.
Need more pylons here.